Ladies and gentlemen from all across the world, all walks, all cultures, all sizes, welcome once again to the Men's Physique Show. I've got some of the best hosts known to all of sports entertainment, starting with my boy, the man himself, the Australian voice of Men's Physique, Phil Boomerang Naselli. Let's get after it, baby. Avon.
Let's go.
And that man who invented the Hendrickson squeeze name, the person who is totally insane, the kind of guy that makes you all feel like, why did I not start my own show? Because it's so freaking awesome. Our boy, McGravy, always wavy, Hart McGrath. Let's get after it.
Let's go.
And yes, your boy, the gaffer, Aline Bolton, Men's Physique Masters. I'm just happy to be here. Man, we had an incredible week. And ladies and gentlemen, what we're about to get into, you want to hold on. Let's go.
Let's go.
Phil, we need to give, one of these days, we need to give Aleem an intro, because I feel like he hypes us up so much, and then when it's his turn, he's like, it's the gaffer. It's like, nah, It's the motherfucking gaffer. Come on now.
Well, you know why I do that is because, bro, I love you guys, but I can inject some of that trend in me. No, just joking.
Put a little of that in you.
Put a little
bit of dabble a bit in there.
Ren.
Speaking of boomerangs and dabbling, Avomp, how's my boy feeling?
Yeah, how you doing, bud?
Say it every single week, but the thing is, though, that Arnold Classic show is getting closer and closer. How many weeks now? 5?
How many weeks, Phil?
It's got to be 5. We're talking 5 weeks now?
Gotta be 5.
It's got to be 5 weeks now. So yeah, I'm hyped. I'm excited. I mean, it's been, like Aleem said, it's been a crazy week. We've got a massive announcement that happened over the last couple of days. I don't know when we're going to drop that. We're going to drop it now. We're going to wait. We're going to give the viewers a bit of suspense, or do you want to drop it now?
Yeah, sure, yeah.
Let's drop it now. All right. So
drop it, Phil.
Drop it. Let's
hit
him with it. Let
Drop
him know.
that shit.
So we started the channel about 5 months ago. Hart was doing it by himself for about 5 months. We Aleem and I joined forces maybe 2 months after that, 3 months after that, and I can officially announce that the Men's Physique Show has officially hit 10,000 YouTube subscribers.
10,000.
Let's go.
10,000.
You had me in suspense, bro. You had me in suspense like Bob Ciccarello. And new. You said 10,000 paused. Yeah, bro. That's right. Proud of us, boys. Come on.
The Horde. We've got to thank every single one of you.
Love
because
that shirt.
For us, the Men's Physique Show was always just a dream. We didn't know where it was going to go. We wanted to, bring the division together, highlight the sport. And if it wasn't for you guys, that number would not be possible. So on behalf of myself, Hart, Aleem, thank you to the Horde for making that dream a reality. And now it's only bigger and better things from here, man. Bigger and better things. Yeah. Who knows where we're going to be by the Olympia? That's for sure. But
100K.
if you haven't already, this is probably the perfect opportunity. If you're new to the channel, you don't know what we're about.
Subscribe.
You know it.
Subscribe.
Time to subscribe, guys. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button. Hit the bell notification icon so you're notified of every single episode. Now you're confusing me. Now I can't even get my words out. So you're notified of every single episode that goes live. If you're on Spotify, make sure to follow us there. If you haven't been to the Spotify account, go over there, follow us on Spotify, take a photo of your screen, screenshot, whether it be on Spotify or YouTube, upload it to your IG story, tag the Men's Physique Show official, Hart McGrath, Philip Naselli, Aleem Bolton, and we'll reshare that on our socials as well.
Hells yeah, we have a few people that we're going to be highlighting today, as a matter of fact, and dropping them for, subscribing and showing love. Just to let everybody know also, Phil, great job. We were just subliminally making sure that people hear it in the background. Subscribe, hit the bell notification, Spotify, follow us, Instagram. Let's go. Get after it. Okay. And we just want to let you guys know, seriously, like, the reason why we came together is because we love this division. We love the fact that this is the division that is not only the fastest growing division in all of bodybuilding along with bikini, but it is an attainable physique that most, men can obtain if they diet correctly, if they work out correctly, get their sleep, or focus, committed, and put the time in and day out. And we're committed to seeing this division grow. not only grow in terms of how many viewers are watching and this becoming a household name, but the men's physique division and a lot of the athletes becoming household names, but also bringing more revenue to the division itself. And we've got a lot of things lined up individually as our own show and the things that we're working on, and also in conjunction with a lot of other companies that are out there. We want to thank our sponsors who absolutely share in the vision that we have, which is the only reason why they are part of our sponsors. Not only do they have great product and their product is high quality, which is one thing that got them in the door for us to even start conversations, but then they also share in the vision to see the men's physique division grow. So we can tell you guys from the bottom of our hearts, if you are not aligned with us and what we're doing, you're not going to see them advertised. We're not going to partner with anybody. We are looking for partners that really share in this plight. And it's only upward from here, guys, right? Am I wrong? I mean, look at all the conversations we've had over the past week, even. It's incredible.
Yeah, couldn't agree more. Phil, you got anything for Aleem?
Aleem, how are you feeling about the show? Today's episode.
I'm so hype right now. I mean,
Aleem, how hyped are you? I mean,
let me tell you how hype I am, okay? I've been trying to contain it a little bit, but I'm so hyped. I can't wait to get into this because, ladies and gentlemen, look at these two physiques here. Brandon Hendrickson and Ryan the Standard Terry on stage. Let's talk about these physiques. Hart, set it off, please.
Horde, what's going on? 20 hours ago, the Mr. Olympia posted these two physiques, and I don't know if it's a coincidence or not. Maybe the Manions, maybe Dan Solomon, maybe the higher ups are watching the channel and they're feeling the hype from what we're causing with the men's physique division. I don't want to spoil anything regarding the interview, but we have just recently interviewed both of these gentlemen, and it will be dropping on the channel very soon. I do want to throw it over to Avomp though. If you could just morph into one of these bodies, your entire spirit and your soul, which one would it be?
Don't do this to me.
I'm doing it to you. It's the first question of the day.
Don't do this to me.
Man, send it to Brandon and Terry afterwards for your answer.
Oh no, okay. This is hard, man, because they both have strengths in different areas. I mean, Terry's got the midsection, Brandon's got the back, he's got the size. Man, that's a hard one, man. They're both champions. I wouldn't mind looking like either of them, to be completely honest with you. But I really don't know, man. That's a hard one. They're both amazing athletes. I mean, every men's physique athlete around the world would aspire to be like any one of these guys. I mean, like you said, we've spoken to both these guys. They both have very similar traits when it comes to the mentality, and you need to have that mentality, when it comes to being such great athletes and champions of the sport. Not everyone can do this. It requires a lot of sacrifice, dedication, discipline, being able to deal with pressure and how you use that pressure. Probably most of the major reason why these guys have won 3 Mr. O's each. So, I mean, I can't answer that question. I can't answer that question. I'm going to sit on the fence with this one. But that being said, I'd be happy to be either of them. Aleem, what do you reckon?
I'd choose to be, and I'm going to make a definitive answer here because I know you couldn't do it. So I'm just going to peel the Band-Aid off and just get right into it. I would be Ryan Hendrickson. I'd be Ryan Hendrickson.
That's so funny you said that, Aleem, because I'm like, I'm going to make a chat GPT or AI of both of them combined.
You see what I did there?
I
would be Brandon Terry. That's who I would be. I'd be Brandon Terry. Oh, Phil,
I'm posting that, Phil. We need to make that after this shit.
I love it. Seriously, guys, when you look at these two physiques, let's just start from the top down. Handsome dudes, right? Not, pause. Not to check out the guys, but these are guys who, if your lady was out, she'd say, "Oh, those guys look good," right? Great traps. So the traps are perfectly aligned with men's physique. They're not overpowering. They don't consume the entire neck. You go into the cap shoulders. They both have incredibly cap shoulders. From this picture, you could make the claim that Terry has slightly more cap shoulders than Brandon does, but there are other pictures that you see, and they're pretty much equal. Brandon has incredibly cap shoulders, and that's no cap. you'll get that when you watch Brandon's interview. Anyway, chest. I think Ryan Terry has slightly more in the chest right here. Not that Brandon doesn't, but he has slightly more fullness in the chest. That's probably about it. Brandon, his abs are more symmetrical in my opinion, and he has more. If you count how many abs he has more abs than Ryan Terry that are more pronounced. And I also like Brandon's rib cage, how he's got that cage nice and etched in. Ryan Terry, of course, phenomenal. They both have incredibly crystal clear, detailed obliques and anterior serratus. I can't stress that enough. That is something that the judges are looking for. Brandon does a great job having those lats flare out in his front pose. Ryan Terry has great lats also, but they're more. You appreciate his lats more when he turns to the back than you do the front. I think it's just the opposite with Brandon. They both have great sets of wheels. They both have great calves. The biceps, I would say Ryan Terry here has maybe slightly more definition in the biceps, slightly. But again, it's this picture. Brandon, to me, has a little bit more forearm striations than Ryan Terry typically. So again, the width is there in the clavicle. They're roughly, Ryan Terry's slightly taller by an inch or two. I mean, you're splitting hairs here. I think the only difference is when they turn around and then you see Ryan Terry's back. And I think that that's really the only thing that kind of puts, like, Brandon, in my humble opinion, wins in the front shot by a sliver, just by a split hair. But I think that when you turn around to the back, Ryan Terry's just a little bit further at this stage at the Olympia, not today, but at this stage in the Olympia than Brandon is. I think we're going to see a different kind of Brandon from what we've heard and what we've seen relative to his back, the density, the width, and everything, and just how he's been training it. By the way, those who are interested in understanding how Brandon trains his back, you better watch that interview when it comes out, which I know you all are. But wow, what an incredible comparison. I mean, it's hard to get any closer. If you throw Ali and E. Banks in here, Edwin Palmera, I mean, there's a reason why these guys are the top five, right? There's a reason. Because it comes down to splitting hairs at that point. And phenomenal. So my answer in short would be Brandon Terry is who I'd want to be. Back to that. What do you think?
Changed the name. He's changed the name.
Yeah. Who would you want to be?
This is what I think. I'm going to name off specific body parts, and I want Phil and Aleem. I want you both to give me an answer at the same time on who has the superior body part. Ready? 3. And I need just shoot it to me straight, nice and quick. Give me their very first name. So you're either going to say Ryan or you're going to say Brandon.
Okay.
Chest.
Ryan.
Oh, I was going to say Ryan.
You got to say Ryan. I mean, we're not splitting. We got to say what we
top
believe.
of your head. Yeah. Firing off. Abs.
Brandon.
Shoulders.
Terry.
Brandon.
Legs above the knee.
Whew.
I wish Brandon's shorts were a bit tighter.
Come on.
I'm going Terry on this one.
Yeah, I could go Terry easy.
Waist.
Brandon.
Symmetry.
It's going to be Terry.
Yeah.
Stage presence.
I'm going Brandon.
I got to go Terry. I'm going to go Terry.
Smile.
Damn, that's hard.
That's a hard one.
Pause. I'm going to give it to Brandon.
Terry.
I'm going to give it to Brandon.
Shorts.
Terry.
When Terry wears Manifest.
Shout out to Manifest.
When Terry wears Manifest, he has the best shorts. Other than that, Brandon with those red and black dark sport shorts.
I'm a fan of lighter shorts.
Okay, last one. Haircut.
Brandon doesn't have hair.
Exactly.
He does.
I'm going Terry.
Of course you're going Terry. You're biased, Phil. Cool. That was awesome. Yeah, I just thought this was super interesting. 20 hours ago, the Olympia is hyping up the men's physique division. That's what I love to see. I love how they tagged Terry, they tagged Brandon, the Olympia, Muscle and Fitness, and then randomly Samson Dowd.
Samson Dowd.
Like, okay, cool.
Let's just get some clickbait.
You're right. Next news of the day. Oof. This is what the Men's Physique Show does, guys. We give you the best news, the most poppin' stuff happened in the men's physique division. Our boy, who, again, we just interviewed, that's going to come out here extremely short. Man, we all love Jeremy. I feel like we all just fell, deeper for, who this guy is and how big his heart is. Can you guys read this? If you can you guys read this, or is it too blurry?
It's a little too blurry for me.
Okay, I'll read it on my end. But the news of the day, Evogen Nutrition, the owner, obviously Hany Rambod. How many Mr. Olympia titles has that man coached? I can't even count on all hands and fingers. The news of the entire Men's Physique Week is something I've been wanting to see for a long time. And I know you could go down on all these comments. Everyone's happy. Phil Naselli. Look at this. Phil is on it, bro.
Phil Naselli.
Like this stuff.
I'm quick.
Evogen says, from 4 consecutive Olympia titles to years of bodybuilding greatness alongside Hany Rambod to 7 years away. Wow, 7 years they were without each other. A chapter of growth, lessons, and perspective that shaped the man and athlete he is today. The full circle moment is here. Evogen Nutrition and Hany Rambod have just announced we're excited to welcome Jeremy Buendia back home to Evogen Nutrition. Holy crap, they have a YouTube video that is up. Avomp, I'm going to pass it to you. How are you feeling about this? What do you think this could mean for Jeremy's future, not only, in business with Evogen, but, maybe a comeback pairing up with Hany? What do you think's going on here?
Man, the first thing I've got to say is I was super excited when I saw this. Obviously, with the time zone, you guys would have seen this a lot earlier than what I did. And as soon as I woke up, the first thing I saw was this post, and I had to screenshot, message you guys, say, hey, boys, did you see Jeremy re-sign with Evogen? But I'm so excited about this. I think my comment says it all. I mean, this brings back so much nostalgia. I remember when I first started, hitting the gym and really started focusing on men's physique, like Jeremy was the guy that you would look up to. Jeremy was the standard back then. And I remember, back in the day that there was those FST 7 episodes that he would do with Hany Rambod, and he would do his, 30-second flex after his 7th working set, and Hany Rambod's like caressing his chest while he's hitting the crab. And Hany was like that, almost like that shadow that would kind of walk around him. So for me, and I'm sure a lot of men's physique fans around the world, like, this is so nostalgic. And I'm so good to see this duo come back together. We obviously know of the differences that occurred years ago. We know what happened with the contract and the path that Jeremy was on years ago. But the guy's changed his life around. I mean, he's obviously now got Stoic. I know he hosts Bible readings one time per week. But to see this duo together, man, it's just so cool. And who knows? Like, we know Jeremy had retired from the men's physique division, but there was always that shadow of that lingering question, which was, could we see Jeremy jump back on stage and instead of competing in men's physique, maybe take the leap over to classic? He never said that he was retired from bodybuilding for good. So yeah, I mean, teaming up with Hany again could make all the sense in the world if that was the route that he was going down. But yeah, Aleem, what do you reckon?
Hany and Jeremy, I feel like, came at the perfect time for one another, because you're talking about one of the first times we got a glimpse to see a coach so detailed and so intricate with the training, touching the pecs so that the mind can connect with the muscle when implementing and contracting that in that exercise. We're talking about the squeeze that Hany Rambod has all of us do. I do that to this day after training. I work out. If I hit pecs, I'm squeezing the pecs for 20 to 30 seconds. I do shoulders. I'm pumping the shoulders, additional squeeze, contraction for 20 to 30 seconds. Like, everything is like that. All because I saw Hany Rambod do this with Jeremy Buendia. So the impact that it's had has been, like, for years now, eternal. And his coaches that are underneath him also implement that. And there's a scientific reason why. This guy is a guru. He's a genius when it comes to training. Jeremy Buendia is the perfect specimen that's just relentless. He's like a robot. You throw him in there and he's going to give you 1,000% when you only ask for 100, which makes them the perfect combination together when they train. that FST 7 work. There you go. That FST 7 workout, bro, is just so killer. You see what it did with Jeremy's physique. He went from a model look to more of a muscular physique, a more of a bodybuilding type physique. Not just cuts, not just handsome and all, but like literally just solid in the chest, solid in the shoulders, crazy arms, crazy legs now. Just phenomenal athlete. So I just think it's great to see them come back. It shows like no matter what happens, people look at you for who you are inside. That's why they initially get with you. And there's a connection. And sometimes it's not the season. Sometimes that season is short because, someone wants to go one direction, someone else wants to go a different direction. But it doesn't mean that it has to be a problem or you don't rock with someone eternally, right? There must have been a reason why you decided up front to have some type of a relationship with someone, in this case, coach and athlete. There was something good in both that they both saw. And it's great to see that they were able to rekindle that and dig deep into that, especially where Jeremy is right now and Hany's at, because both of them have come a long way on so many levels. So beautiful to see, man.
Absolutely love it. We got to check out this YouTube video, guys. Shout out to Jeremy Buendia's YouTube channel, Hany Rambod's YouTube channel. It says first FST 7 chest day after 7 years with Jeremy Buendia. I reckon, using Phil's word, I reckon we got to go check this video out. Horde, go check that out. Comment down below what you thought of the video. Congratulations to Jeremy Buendia, Hany Rambod. That's going to be killer. I cannot wait to see the content and just that story to continue unfold. Jeremy Buendia, if you see this, please make a comeback with Hany Rambod in the next few years. Please. You're still young. What is Jeremy, 33, 34 years old? Come on.
Yeah, he's young, bro. Come on, let's go.
Isn't he?
He's young, bro. He's young. Aleem, you're young. I don't care if you're 57. You're young.
57 now. Let's go. 75. Let's throw that out there. I'm 75 now.
The next piece of news. Let's get back into this Arnold Classic, guys. The Brazilian. We need a name for Vitor, man. I know he reminds me of Terry, how much of a family man he is. I think this would be an amazing ambassador for the actual sport. We got some updates from Vitor Chaves. He says loading from the Arnold Sports, and he's in the tank top. So technically, this is the latest physique update, but I do want to talk about what he posted 6 weeks ago. He says, little vacation, but we're back. 6 weeks to dial this guy in. And that's actually Cuts, who posted this and collabed to one of his athletes. And Vitor is one of the guys, when he starts 15, 16, 17, 18 weeks out, I'll be honest with you, it doesn't impress me. And then as these weeks roll on, week 14, week 12, week 10, week 8, here we are, week 6, the stomach gets tighter, the lines get in deeper, the shape gets crazier. The Gaffa, I'm going to throw it over to you. How's our boy looking 6 weeks out, and does he have a chance of getting in that top 2, 3 at the Arnold Classic? What do you think?
Oh, 100%. Vitor always has a chance, bro. One of the things about Vitor, if you notice, is when he first started, his abs weren't as pronounced as they are. He had a small waist, but they weren't as pronounced as they are now. Even being, we're 5 weeks out as of today, but that was 6 weeks out. He has beautiful posing, beautiful flow. He always comes with a beautiful tan. The judges just love his shape. He's got that men's physique look, and he's been developing his back. So it's going to be wild to see a Vitor Chaves with an incredible back. He talked about some of the back exercises that he does, getting great mind-muscle connection with his exercises. This is 6 weeks out. We're going to see an update probably Friday on him. And then we're probably going to see another update next Friday as well. And then at that point, I think we might want to start throwing out our predictions, because Vitor, this guy is on fire, bro. He's doing it for his kids. He's doing it for his coach. He's doing it for his country. He's doing it for himself. I love this guy. What are you thinking, Phil?
Yeah, no, I agree with everything that you've said. I'm glad Vitor was one of the guys that does continuously put progress photos on. And I know we said it in last week's episode, where a lot of these guys have kind of kept it quiet, but I think now as the competition starts to get closer and closer, we are going to see a lot more physique updates from all these guys. But in terms of Vitor, man, I love Vitor's silhouette. Like just the waist, how his lats pop, the shoulder to waist ratio, the way that he poses. Like this guy is a great ambassador for the sport. And after we spoke to him, like he's also, and we already knew this, but he's a great role model for the younger generations as well. I know he's one of a few Brazilians coming to or going to the Arnold Classic, I should say. So now that Edvan is out, I believe that he probably is the front runner as one of the best Brazilians at that show. And he will continue to improve. I mean, 6 weeks out, this looks pretty good for 6 weeks out. I mean, and obviously as the time gets closer and closer, we're going to see those abs start to get etched out a little bit more, just back etched out. So yeah, this guy definitely could be one of the contenders at in Ohio in 5 weeks' time. And I'm impressed with what Vitor's showing at the moment.
Hey, Hart, I wanted to ask you, Hart, if Vitor with that most recent, that 6 week out post, if it wasn't the Arnold Classic, with the physique that he has right there, do you think that he'd probably be able to win damn near any regular show? I mean, exclude Pittsburgh, exclude New York, where you've got a Brandon or E. Banks that's going to be in it. I mean, any other regular show, is he losing?
That's a damn good question, Gaffa. Thank you for the fucking alley-oop. Riverside, cut that F word out. Honestly, yeah, I think Vitor Chaves is now at that level where any of like the lower tier shows, the most pressure is on him to win the show, because I think everyone who has a good men's physique eye, been following our show, knows Vitor should win that at this point. Like you said, the Gaffa, excluding maybe New York, because we know the competition that shows up to New York and Pittsburgh and the Arnold. I mean, he's a guy that I think even at the big time shows, the Tampa Pro, Chicago Pro, those type of big time shows, I have him in that 1 or 2 spot. Anything below that, any other show below that, Vitor should be winning that show. I think he's that good. I think he's been with Cuts long enough where they're really figuring out his physique. And we just got off the phone with this guy, the Horde, and we're going to put this interview out sooner than later. Wait till you see who this guy is. The mentality, that Brazilian mentality, is something else. Between him and Edvan, I know we're going to get some more Brazilians on here. These guys don't mess around when it comes to trying to achieve greatness and win the Mr. Olympia. Avon, what do you think?
Firstly, the Vitor interview is out. So if you haven't checked it out already, go check it out. It's because he dropped some gems in there. He's behind the scenes of what he's doing, the mentality, how he handles the pressure, what he's doing on the day-to-day, just little nuggets that everyone could definitely benefit from. But I agree with everything that you've said. I mean, if this guy's on a roster for one of those lower tier shows, he's coming in as one of the favorites, hands down. Whether it be in Brazil, whether it be in America, this guy, he's going to put on a show, and it's almost like it's for him to lose more than anything.
The last time he competed at the Arnold Sports was in 2024, and he got third again at the Arnold Sports UK. So this guy's used to being in the top 3 at the Arnold Classic. So anything below the third place, 4th and 5th is a little bit of probably of a letdown for him. He wants to at least get that second place. Do you think that's a possibility for Vitor, Phil?
My question is, hasn't Vitor beaten Brandon before?
Has he beaten him? Right?
Exactly. So never say never. I mean, if he did it once, he could potentially do it again. It all comes down to who shows up on the day.
Yeah, I mean, I don't disagree. It definitely, you don't know until you're there, right? Like is it plausible? Yes. Is it probable? No. And that's only because you've got Brandon Hendrickson, 3-time Olympian champion, hell-bent, like Ghost Rider on a motorcycle with fucking, pardon, we got to edit that out. Ghost Rider on a motorcycle with flames coming out the back wheel and off his skull as he rides into the Arnold Classic to just take heads and own the win. He's going for the W, and he's relentless in his pursuit to do it. And I just think that means he's not going to come off. He's not going to miss his peak. I just think that the possibility of him missing his peak is like slim to none, closer to none than slim. And I think we're going to see the best Vitor Chaves we've ever seen, but we would need to see not the worst Brandon, but we'd need to see Brandon when he did Pittsburgh Pro, that Brandon, and Vitor would be able to beat him. I don't think we're going to see that Brandon anymore. I think that Brandon is back in a box somewhere, and he's locked it, thrown it in the sea, and it's like, this is the new iteration of Brandon. So what do you think, Hart?
Yeah, no, I agree with you, boys. And we just got off the phone with Brandon. What is he saying his coach has been telling him?
Yoda's like, this is the best you've ever looked.
Spot on.
That's coming from Yoda. I'm like, it's no cap. He
was saying if Yoda sends him a short voice note, it's good news. You don't want to get no long voice notes from Yoda because you're in trouble. But yeah, that's exactly what he said. Yoda's impressed, and for you to impress Yoda, I can only imagine would be a really tough ask. But the guy's confident. We're all confident. I know Brandon is going to absolutely deliver at this show. There's no doubt about it. And I don't want anyone to get it twisted. In my personal opinion, I do have Brandon winning this show. And very similar to what I said about Vitor, it's his to lose at this point. As long as
I do think that the other three athletes that are right there, and again, we don't know until it's the day of and when it's time to hit that stage, anything can happen. But E-Man for sure, Vitor for sure, and Andrei for sure. I mean, those names have to be in the forefront. Now, I'm not saying that there can't be dark horses that totally shock everybody. You still got Dilson in there. You've got Paul Gustav up in there. You've got a ton of athletes. You got Alessandro up in there, who's really coming along with his physique and the posing. You never know, but we'll see. That's what makes it exciting.
Yeah.
E-Banks.
And to be there in person, what the hell? I hope, speaking of Aaron Banks, I hope he's at the Arnold Classic. That'd be a crazy last minute show. This guy, another reason why I love this guy is I don't know anyone who updates about his life and his physique more than Aaron Banks. And let's start it off over here. Aleem, what's going on over here? This is what I like to see. He's staying ready.
He's staying ready. I mean, listen, you don't want to come to his house uninvited and with a ski mask on. That's probably not what you want to do. Okay? Because he thinks he's John Wick out here. Look at this. This is some Keanu Reeves,
Black John Wick.
Right. Like E Wick over here trying to deliver. Right. One hit, one shot, you're down. That's it. So it's phenomenal to see E Banks doing so many different things in his life. Like he's snowboarding. He's got the toolies out, letting off caps. He's out there playing paddleball. He's out there playing basketball, flag football. Excuse me, I was going to say tag football, flag football, pickleball. Like what doesn't this guy do? He is the definition of athlete, and I'm so glad that he's in our division. Because when people say, if anyone were to ever say, hey, men's physiques, I mean, they're just top heavy guys. They don't have legs. Speaking of legs, they don't have legs. Look at the vascularity coming from his legs, right? They're not athletic. Look at E-Banks. One of, if not the most athletic specimen in all of men's physique right now, in my opinion. What do you guys think? What do you got?
Yeah, you took every word out of my mouth, because the one thing, the one sentence I was going to say as soon as this segment came up was, is there anything this guy can't do? Like, it's almost like whatever this guy does, he's an absolute freak at. Like you said.
So what post you want? I'll click on it and talk about it.
I don't even know. The guy's he's a runner. He's a basketballer. He plays paddle. He plays NFL. He's an Insta model. Have you seen some of the Instagram shots he's been taking in front of in front of his car? That one, like literally anything this guy does, he does it to the fullest, and he does it extremely well. So yeah, I mean, it makes the division a lot more exciting, that's for sure, because obviously, him being front of mind all the time, seeing what he's doing, a lot of people are now becoming invested in the behind the scenes of his life. I know that I am. I know that we are. We talk about it all the time. And, when he does drop that show, it's got to definitely get more eyeballs onto him. He's definitely going to grow that supporter base just purely because he now is a lot more relatable to a lot of people. And I think that's something that the division and the sport as a whole kind of misses. Because when you see your everyday bodybuilder, it's always the same thing on repeat. It's always they're always uploading their food, they're always training, they're always going to the gym. It's always the same sort of stuff. But by giving fans an insight to their life, a behind the scenes of their life, to kind of make them feel like they're part of the journey with them, it's number one going to attract more eyeballs to Erin's shows, that's for sure. But like I said, his fan base when the O comes around is going to be crazy.
I got a question for both of you guys. I know you guys don't have children, but what do you think of his emphasis on his kids and how Aaron Banks carries himself as a dad? If you guys had kids, would this be kind of the direction you go as like a North Star for you, or what do you guys feel like?
Personally, I love it. I mean, it's kind of like the Ryan Terry effect. Obviously Ryan Terry shows his family a lot. We see it a lot more with all these other guys. Like Brandon's doing it. Jeremy Buendia has been doing it lately. It is really good to see. Pretty much, carries on to what I was just saying. It just makes you feel like you're part of this guy's journey and you're part of this guy's family. So personally, I absolutely love the fact that he's showcasing more, like I said, more behind the scenes, more of his family life, more of his children. It's incredible for the sport, incredible for the fans, incredible for the division. Hart, what do you reckon?
I think Aaron Banks is an amazing father. I mean, just living the life that he lives and how competitive it is as a men's physique Mr. Olympia, trying to get that title back and to be battling everything that comes with that. The fact that he, prioritizes his children on a daily basis, and we're able to see little glimpses of that on Instagram, says a lot about who he is as a dad. Yeah, I would like to be like Aaron Banks as a father. How I see him treat his kids and talk about his kids. It's, I want to pick his brain. Hey, Aaron, why are you such a good dad in this way and that way? So yeah, I think it's beautiful to see. I do want to ask the Gaffa something. It's so cool. Sometimes I say that and I have no idea what I'm going to ask you, but in the 2 seconds that goes by, I'll think of something. You guys remember 2022?
Oh, yeah.
Aaron Banks took down the two-time champ at the time, Brandon Hendrickson, a guy who the only men's physique Mr. Olympia to win in 2018, lose in 2019, win it back. No other Mr. Olympia in the men's physique division has done that. Something was popping in 2022. Yes, Jeremy Buendia was going to come back for 2023 after a 6, 7, 8 year hiatus, but the Gaffa, Aaron Banks was the Mr. Olympia. What does it do to the league, the entire league, when Aaron Banks brings the Mr. Olympia shape Aaron Banks to these competitions?
It puts everybody in a bad position that's not named Aaron Banks. Period. Like he has a phenomenal back. He's got one of the best backs in the game. Top 3 hands down. Right? Top 3. Emmanuel Hunter is always high on that list also, obviously for obvious reasons, but E. Banks has an incredible, the width, the density, the look, incredible. You wouldn't, people would have seen this physique and been like, oh, hell's no. And then you see him as he is today. Night and day, totally different person. The cap shoulders. He's got to have that conditioning. I tell you, if E. Banks comes, because he's so athletic looking and men's physique is a very athletic division, if he comes with that, it's hard to beat him. It's hard. It's hard. Even if you were to say, well, there's going to be, which I don't believe that there is, but even if you were to make the claim that there's bias because of how he presents himself in the past, right? And deleting people and all that other stuff, it's undeniable, the physique. And the judges are going to look at him and say, he might be the most athletic guy up there. He's tall. To fill out that frame is very, very difficult. The taller you are, the harder it is to fill out your frame, the more props you're going to get once you do it from the judges. So if you're tall and you're over 6 feet, it's not an indication to stop. But, stop training or try to go to a different division. No, this could be a division. You just got to fill out your frame. But he's got to come with that conditioning. He's got to come with the conditioning that is so ridiculously pronounced because that's really, I think, the main reason why E hasn't been able to bring it back yet, is because you see him next to Ryan Terry, you see him next to Ali Bilal, Brandon Hendrickson. They're just too peeled. They're just too peeled, and he's been there before, so it's not like he can't get there again. But he's got to bring it. The other thing he's got to bring, manifest shorts. Okay, if he's not wearing his manifest shorts, I don't know if he can do it. A little bit of a joke, but yeah, it's got to streamline. Everything has to be on point, is what I'm saying. From the shorts to the tan to the conditioning to the fullness to the bubbliness in the muscle tissue, etched out abs. Everything has to be etched out. Smiling, constantly walking away, still flexed, not letting himself look flabby when he walks away off after doing his routine or after, or if he's standing on the sidelines or whatever. You've got to just want it. You got to show them that you want to eat. And if you do that, I think that he's going to be rewarded. If he doesn't do that and he just takes it as, I'm just here to collect a check or my sponsors or whatever, and he brings that type of a personality, I'm not saying that he has, but if he brings it on the other side of that pendulum like that, I don't think he's going to get it. What are you thinking, Phil?
No, you're exactly right. I think the main thing that he was missing last year was obviously that conditioning. And who knows, maybe this is part of the reason why he's picked up so many sports in the off season. Maybe just to kind of keep himself, in check, in tune, so that prep, when it does get close to the show, is a little bit easier for you. But yeah, I agree. Like when he comes in hot, like he's hot, and it's going to be very, very hard to beat him. But there is some good competition these days. I mean, Ryan, Ali, Brandon, if this guy does slip and makes the same mistake last year, who knows? You got people coming up the ranks as well. You got Edvan, you got E-Man who wants to get back in that top 4 conversation. So maybe that was a warning for him to say, hey, I can't make the same mistake twice. Maybe again, that's probably the reason why he's probably incorporating some additional cardio throughout the off season. But I hope we see the old Aaron Banks back, because that'll be exciting for us all.
Agreed.
Yeah, I love it. Dude, Phil, you were talking, but like legit, if I were to compete again, these shorts are so sick. Like, there's a lot of board short companies out there, but look at this design.
Yeah.
Like, what with the stripe and the fit? Like, what is this? Checkered, faded, turquoise pocket? Like, how many different colors of blues? They're just. I'm speaking from the heart. There's some creative geniuses over there working with Manifest. We'd love to be a part of them.
Does Ebanks have his own short? Like his own Ebanks?
I think he does.
Short?
Yeah, they're green.
Does, yeah, he's got a green one. Yeah, he's got the green one, and then he's got a new one. I think the blue.
I think there was these, right? Were these
he's got those.
Yeah,
those were so different when they first came out, bro. Like you just didn't see that.
No, it's like graffiti.
People don't understand how important shorts are, to the look. Like when you have the right shorts on to your physique, and it just makes you pop. Like if you've got really dark skin and you've got really dark shorts, you can drown yourself out. You can bleed out almost. Like, I mean, from visually speaking, not literally speaking. That contrast looks good. You see the red. Why we like the red and blacks on Brandon so much, right? Because it pops. Look at those. Like you notice him.
Yeah, that makes some good shorts over there. Manifest
conditioning here could be better, but you notice him.
Yeah,
especially tall dude. Yeah,
we got to get E on the show. Erin, get your booty on the show, bro. We'd love to chop it up with you, bro, and connect with you. Next, breaking news in the men's physique division: Andrei Deiu. When this guy uploads, internet goes crazy. I'm talking 122,000 likes. I'm not talking about views. It's probably in the millions. We all saw this. He says, no better feeling than being in that mode again. I love when he says that. We're 5 weeks out from the Arnold Classic. He's not telling us if this is a latest physique update. Andrei Deiu, you bad boy. You're another guy, Andrei. We got to get onto the show before the Arnold Classic hits. Andrei Deiu, it's how can you not have this guy? I'm gonna let whoever wants to answer this. How can you not have 100% Andrei Deiu not in the top 3?
He'll definitely be in the top 300%, bro. Yeah, you look at his striations.
Then who's 2? Who's 2 then? If you got B1, Aleem, and you got who's going to be 2 if Andrei's 3?
I think if E-Man comes in.
Yeah. It's Eman or Vitor.
It's redemption time for him. You know, after what happened at the O, like this guy's coming, and we've seen, you know, the mentality that this guy's have. He's gonna come dangerous. I mean, obviously he's got such a great back shot. He just needs to, you know, dial in the front, and you know, I think he's probably the most comparable physique to Brandon at this point. To be honest with you, I like Andrei's physique. It's chalk. It's hard, man. It's like splitting hairs. Now that I think about it, I know I've got a feeling those three are going to be the top three. What order? Brandon first. We'll let the day decide who's second or third.
Vitor fourth.
Vitor fourth.
I'm going to tell you, boys, if there was any, this is such a difficult Arnold Classic going into this. It really is going to come down to what you look like on stage the day of, because I mean, there is a world for sure that exists where Andrei wins. I mean, this guy is striated out of the universe. He takes that shirt off. The chest just has lines going through it. Like he's not even flexing at that point. The chest just has lines going through it. You just see the separation from the upper pec, the mid pec, and the lower pec instantaneously before he even flexes. So when you see that type of conditioning this far out, and he's got muscle for days. I mean, the guy had to be told not to work arms so he can still compete in the men's physique division. He stopped, and he's got only one day that he worked arms, right? Or like a couple of weeks out. We just talked about that on our show last week, I think it was, or the week before. Bro, the abs, he poses right now. He poses right from the front. He poses right from the back. He's always got the right look. He's always got a great tan. He's polished. It's gonna be crazy, this Arnold Classic.
I'm not gonna lie, I was a little bit worried for Andrei. I don't know if you guys saw last week. I think he was over there in Thailand partying, and I'm like, does this guy have the mindset right now to be locked in? No, you're 7 weeks out from the Arnold, and you go. I mean, I don't know what he did over there. I don't know if he made sure. I don't know if he stayed on track with his diet or whatnot. But I mean, I feel like you got to be mentally locked in, for the 6-7 weeks, because that can make or break you. No, one bad day, 1 bad week, 1 week of partying, 1 week of no sleep, limited sleep. Like when you're at this level of bodybuilding, all these 1%ers count, and it can be the difference between you coming first, you coming second, or you coming 10th. So, yeah, it's good to see that he's locked in. I don't know when that shot that he posted was. I don't know if that's a recent shot. I don't know if that's a shot that he may have taken before the O. I hope it's a recent one, because if it is a recent one, then he's in a really, really good position. And it just shows me that whatever happened in Thailand when he did have that party didn't really affect him too much. But yeah, that was the only thing that I was concerned about with Andrei. Hart, what do you reckon?
I'm just concerned that he didn't hit me up to go party with him in Thailand. So I'm gonna hold that against him forever. Hany drops. Aleem has been talking about all day long, and I'm glad you have. Brandon Hendrickson. Another reason why so many people call this guy the GOAT of the division. And I understand all the reasons, but another reason, Aleem, I'll start with you here. Why else, when you look at this post, could you put Brandon as that GOAT status? What is he doing here?
I mean, let's talk about what year is this? This is 20. Is this 2021?
2020. It says in the caption. 2020. Second title.
2020. Came back and won it again the third time. Brandon, look at this. Look how many people do the Hendrickson squeeze, which you coined, by the way. You're the originator of that, which is so dope. Not only did you start Ryan Terrio on a 3-chip run, but also you coined this. So keep doing what you're doing. Brandon has just the right. Phil was talking about it just a minute ago. He has the right mentality. Like he's all gas, no brakes all the time. And when he found himself briefly where he wasn't in that mindset for a variety of reasons, which you'll hear about, he didn't do the O. Right? So he knows himself. He knows what it takes to be a champion. That's what that tells you. That tells you this is a guy who knows what it takes. He's not only has he done it, probably will do it again, but continues to stay relentless and consistent. Look at that. No stomach at all. The guy literally is the definition of a champion. He and Ryan Terry, to me, are just definitions of champions because of their approach to the game, their mentality, how they give back. The love that they give to the fans constantly. Whatever you want to say about Brandon, one thing you can't say is that this guy doesn't show up and sign autographs for all the fans, right? He encompasses everything that it takes, in my humble opinion, to be a champion. And unfortunately, sometimes that means living in solitude, because that's what it takes in order to become a champion sometimes. Not having a tremendous amount of support, like from a large scale. Sometimes your circle has to be a little bit smaller to achieve that level of greatness. And I'm just so thrilled to see this guy still years later, over a decade later, still throwing it down and still showing people that, no matter the time, no matter the place, he's always ready to throw down. Also, what makes him the GOAT, one of the GOATs, if not the GOAT, in my opinion, is that Brandon will do any show. Brandon has no fear. He did the Pittsburgh Pro, he did the New York Pro, Miami Pro last year, and did the O. I mean, no Evs, and China Pro, and did the China Pro. I mean, the guy is just any place, anywhere, anytime you can get it. And he knows what it takes in order to win. So, in my opinion, the only one who can beat Brandon is himself. What do you guys reckon? I took that from Phil.
What do you reckon? I reckon you're spot on. To be honest with you, I think Brandon. Let me start from something else. Brandon has changed the division in so many ways. I'm not sure if people can see this, but the weight cap, in my opinion, the weight cap came into play because Brandon started to bring the muscle. The shorts got shorter because Brandon started to bring the legs and started to, I don't know if you guys remember, but he would actually pull up his shorts to showcase some of his legs.
Yeah.
So I feel like Brandon is changing the game, and even more so just through his posing alone, like that Hendrickson squeeze. Like, we maybe saw 10, 15 people in that highlight reel alone, but just imagine how many people around the world are doing that pose. So if anything, Brandon is a role model to a lot of people around the world. He's an icon. He's an innovator of the sport, and he will continue to do so as long as he continues to be in the game. Who knows? Do we reckon we could see Brandon compete in the Masters League down the track? What do you boys reckon?
I'd love to see that. The popularity it would bring to the Masters would be incredible. And who's going to beat him if he goes into the Masters? There's some hot competition. There's some heavy competition. I'm in there too, by the way. But there's some heavy competition out there in the Masters. But damn, Brandon there is like, come on, guys. Lights out. Lights out. Oh, real quick. Hart, did you notice that Bilal does the Hendrickson squeeze?
Yeah, and when Ali does it, I really like it. It looks good. He's we'll pull it up real quick. He's one of the guys that I think can pull off the Hany squeeze real well. We should have asked that when we interviewed Ali Bilal. We should have said, "Hey, bro, by the way, we love when you hit the Hendrickson squeeze. Where did you get that from?" I wonder if he would have said where
gave Brandon the props.
Yeah,
I mean, you almost have to, right? I mean, how do you not?
And Avon, do me a favor. Describe the differences between when Ali hits his Hendrickson squeeze compared to Brandon, because it's a little bit different. But I'll let you go into it. But this is a great point, Aleem, to bring up. What do you think, Phil?
I mean, I think the main difference, I think it's I don't know what it is, but I don't know if it's the hip angle that makes this Hendrickson squeeze. I know when Brandon does it, he really rolls his hips in and kind of tucks him in so he's able to get more of a contraction. I'm not sure if that is the reason why a lot more of those striations in that lower back start to show. But as you can see, like, Ali stands more straight on. So I feel like that curve in the back is what really emphasizes that lower back, really emphasizes the striations in that lower back. Ali, I feel like, comes in too deep when he does it. He kind of loses the traps. It almost like, I don't know, I feel like it kind of makes the back look a lot smaller before he pops out, as opposed to Brandon, who kind of like almost elevates his scapulars, but keeps his elbows out nice and wide to still show the width in the lats as well and in the upper back. So I feel like between the rotation of the hip and the angle of the elbows as he flares out. I think that's what the biggest difference between how Brandon does it, how Ali does it, but also how a lot of athletes do it. Because I feel like a lot of the pros and the amateurs that try to do it are very similar to what Ali does. Up nice and tall, pulls in. So maybe that's a tip that a lot of the amateurs can start to utilize. Maybe some of the pros, if they are going to attempt to have the or attempt to do the Hendrickson squeeze. But I think the most important part is you need to come in dialed in. You need to come in absolutely peeled, or else it just doesn't work as well.
Damn, you were on point. That was so good, Phil.
Aleem, on that note, he also transitions back to the front with another Hany squeeze. What do you think about this transition with hitting the squeeze again? He's going to do it here in a second.
Yeah,
he's going to open up again. I think he angles this time. Yeah.
Yeah, he angles. This is more when he's on that angle right there, right? So I love that that he does it right there, because it is more of a unique transition going from the back to the front. You normally don't see that. He's the only one who really does that, going from the back to the front where they squeeze. I saw one other professional, I forgot who it was, who does this also, and they started doing it after Ali. I know that. So I like that a lot. Sometimes he hits this really, really good, like in the in the finals when he did this. He had his elbows more flared out, to your point, Phil, than he even does here. But your assessment and breakdown was spot on, Phil. The fact that the cox bone is not drawn forward pulls away from those striations, so you don't get the most out of it. Your hips have to move forward. You have to get that curve. The other thing, you were right on with the elbows and coming outward with the elbows as opposed to straight back. That is a major difference, because again, you're talking about a back pose, right? So if you're going to do a back pose, what do they want to see in the back? They want to see thickness. They want to see detail and striations. They want to see conditioning, and they want to see width. You take the width away if you come straight back with your elbows. So you were just so on point with your assessment of that. 100%. That was right on. And again, there's only a few people who really do this transition really well. Ali Bilal is definitely up there. Samurai Shreds, Clarence McSpadden is absolutely up there. Brandon, of course, the originator, does it the best. And then our boy Chris from overseas,
Putra.
He's also phenomenal when it comes to this. When it comes to this exercise, and you can tell Brandon does exercises that are targeting that Christmas tree, right? You have to not only just do it on stage, but you have to if you're going to do it, actually train for this stuff. Actually work the muscle that you're going to show. It's like going up. I don't train biceps, but I'm gonna do a bicep pose, a double bicep pose, but you don't train biceps. Like, why do the pose then? It doesn't make any sense. So you got to do exercises that target that region in order to really be able to do that pose. If you're not even targeting that region and you're just doing like lat pull downs, that's not going to get it done.
I think the guys have kind of caught on to this as well, though, to be fair, because the two body parts that are not a lot of people neglected was always abs and was always lower back. Abs, because everyone thought by training your abs, they become too thick, too blocky, and therefore kind of takes away from the midsection, takes away from the physique. The same to be said with the lower back. A lot of people thought by training your lower back, your waist is going to get thicker and wider, so on and so forth. But if you've noticed over the last couple of years, more athletes are training abs than ever before. You're seeing them hit obliques. You're seeing them hit hanging raises, cable crunches. They've got so many variations when it comes to hitting their abs these days. But even more so, how many guys now do you see hitting the lower back via deadlifts, via rack pulls, via hyperextensions? Something that was never really done back in the day. But now you see a lot more of these guys throwing weight on the bar. End of the day, like, a lot of people are scared that it might thicken your waist. I don't think it. Maybe it will to an extent, but if you've got the width on those lats, you kind of hide any thickness that is accumulated in that lower back. But end of the day, these are all about details. These are all about 1%ers. And if the top guys have really detailed lower backs and abs, take note, boys, because that's the area that you guys need to be working on too.
Love it. Love it. My favorite genre of movies is horror movies. And when I think of this, it almost looks like a damn horror movie to me. It's just so freaky. And this is the type of conditioning I want to see from B this year. And to your point, Aleem and Phil, once he's done hitting this, most beautiful thing I've ever seen, the Hany squeeze, the massive vein in his trap, right there, that is literally dream stomach right there. That is every pro, every amateur in the world wants a stomach. Like you, would you say, Aleem, there's no stomach?
None.
Zero. And the way it just curves in perfectly and aesthetically. If Brandon brings this, and we're going to know right away when he turns around, especially hits that Hany squeeze, it's game over.
Would you say it looks like a wave?
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
You notice his Christmas tree looks like abs in the back. You notice that? Like they're so defined. It looks like he's got abs.
Yeah, like 20, 10, but like a 12 by 12.
Yeah. Right. It's like, how do you have abs in the back, not just the front? It's crazy.
Wildness.
One of the best to ever do it.
1 trillion%. Last couple updates, guys, before we get out of here. We got to talk about Ben Quill. First of all, congratulations to Ben Quill. Started his own supplement company, GTR Subs.
Hell yeah. Good job.
Go check that out. That's a massive move, and we definitely support you there. Ben Quill, let me like that comment, Aleem. But we got a couple updates from Ben Quill. 12th or 11th place. What was it, Phil? 12th place at the Mr. Olympia last year. A few spots lower than or higher, or I guess lower than the year prior. We talked about this update last week. He said he was 6 weeks out. Here we are 5 weeks out. Avomp, I'm gonna throw it to you. He says, turn me up. How's he looking? Is this a physique? Now, I said a massive claim the other week and everyone thought I was nuts. I said there's a world where Ben Quill could win the Arnold Classic. This is your guy, Phil. This is your dog right now. What do you think of Ben Quill 5 weeks out of the Arnold Classic? How is this back looking?
It's definitely come up. That's for sure. I think he's got a really good back. There's a heated discussion at the moment between E-Man and Ben Quill, and the debate's always in regards to the back. I think Ben Quill has a back that could be one of the better ones on that stage at the Arnold Classic. But even more so, like, he's got the front to kind of match it now. It's gonna be a good battle, man. And I feel like Ben Quill can hear the noise on the outside. He knows that people are going to be talking about the overall look of his physique, but he's all business. And now, as I mentioned, he's got the back to match the front and be able to be compared to the guys that are at the top of tier. He's got a back. How am I going to say this? I want to word this right, because he's got a physique that is one of the best in the world. I know you said, Hart, that you can see Ben Quill winning. I think I can see him in the top 5, top 6. That's my claim. But like we've said time and time again, not only on today's episode, but episodes in the past, it's all going to come down to who shows up on that day. Because I've said it a million times before. It's like splitting hairs. And this guy's not scared to show where he's at right now. We know there's been limited progress photos over the last couple of weeks of these physique updates. Ben Quill has not shied away from it. Ben Quill has put the front shot on. He's put the back shot on. He's shown the detail. He's shown the conditioning. He's shown the improvements. He's put it all on show, showing me that this guy's not scared of who's going to be up against in 5 weeks' time. And he believes it. He knows that he can beat some of the best in the world. And end of the day, that is the most important thing when you're going into these shows. I know he's got a lot going on at the moment. He's got that new supplement company. Congratulations, that's amazing, especially after everything that kind of unfolded with his previous supplement sponsor. So to be able to open up your own or start up your own supplement company 5-6 weeks out before a Arnold Classic or one of the biggest shows of the year is impressive, incredible in itself. But yeah, this guy is delivering, and he's definitely shutting up a lot of the haters. Aleem, what do you reckon?
Yeah, I mean, one of the things that Ben Quill has done well, and we say this now the past couple of weeks, well, a few weeks, is that he was able to bring up those lower lats really nice. He is hearing the conversation about those abs and really has to have those dialed in to even be in consideration. Like, it's it's not enough just to have the obliques and the abs. It's how deep and how etched and how bubbly the muscle looks on this level, on the level to win against the competition that exists right now in men's physique. Like to be in that top tier, to be considered in that top tier, and he is top tier. I mean, listen, 12th in the world, in the entire world, bro. Like that's not anything to just, kind of brush off. That's highly impressive. He's gotten better since the Olympia. So he's come up in his physique since the O. But I just think that those top 5 guys, those top 6 guys, because you can't forget Juyon He. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if that guy wins the O at some point because he looks that phenomenal. But we're talking about Ben Quill here. Ben Quill has come up tremendously in his physique. There are things that we have to just see. If we go off of history and if we go off of his last presentation, I don't see him beating, Hany. I don't think it's possible. I don't see him beating Andrei Deiu, and we can do a comparison of the physiques side by side and be able to see why and break it down. But and even, E-Man, we now call E-Max because his back is so big. You might as well watch a movie on his back. That's how wide his back is, right? Like an IMAX movie theater, E-Max. But Ben Quill is relentless. I love that he started his own company. He's definitely someone who takes risk. He's definitely someone who believes in himself. He's definitely a competitor, like a high elite competitor. He definitely comes in with that champion mindset because I don't ever see Ben Quill taking off. If you're going to be in that top elite, you can't take any days off. I think the only difference for Ben right now is just time. I just don't think he's had enough time. His body has had enough time to be at the point that a couple of the other competitors are at right now. And I think with time, we're going to be talking about Ben Quill in the same light that we talk about, the greats that are out there, that those top 5 guys. I think he's right there. And again, if we could just take Ben Quill 2 years from now and plug him into today, I think we're having a totally different conversation. I think the Ben Quill we'll see in the next 2 years is going to be phenomenal because this guy has come up so much in such a short period of time. You give him a little bit more runway, it's a totally different conversation. But I'm excited to see what he brings to the Arnold. I know we're going to be there. We're going to pull up. We're going to chop it up and have this interview with him. And let's see what happens. I have nothing but the greatest of praise to give to Ben Quill because listen, man, even if you don't win at the Arnold, the fact that your physique has come up so much in such a short period of time, that is a major, major win. And you're definitely in the running. So look at our boy Phil. Giving
him those flowers.
Giving him his flowers.
And rocking the Physique.
And rocking the Physique.
Holy shit. Love it.
What y'all know about Physique? You better get on. Trying to tell you, you want to get put on. You want to fast track your growth in the sport. You better hit a Physique bikini. Hit a Physique.
Hit a Physique. You're a coach. It doesn't even matter what type of coach. Health and fitness, lifestyle, bodybuilding, any division. Hit up Physique for sure. Other thing I forgot to say is I was looking again at Andrei Deiu's skin. I'm telling you, he's using Kippy. I'm telling you that guy's using Kippy.
If he's not, he's using something that's a carbon copy of Kippy. Mm-hmm. If he's not using Kippy,
he may have those connections to get that though. He's like that.
He's well known, bro.
He's well known.
Love Kippy.
The last news of the day: Emmanuel Costa is not out of the Arnold Classic. I don't know where all that BS is coming from, but we have the latest update. Less than 6 weeks out, Arnold Sports Fest. The Brazilians are in the house. Emmanuel Costa has his work cut out for him. That's all I'm going to say. I think this is a tremendous physique, but the guys that are showing up to the Arnold Classic, is the more and more I digest what everyone is putting out and we talk to these guys, we're seeing it. I think he's going to have his work cut out for him. Let's see if he can get in that 5, 6, 7 spot and not fall too far behind. I don't want to count him out, but again, just Emmanuel, Deiu, Brandon, Vitor, I mean, imagine if Edvon was still in this thing. Avon, I'll throw it over to you first. What are you thinking? Less than 6 weeks out, Emmanuel Costa. And we don't know what's happening in the background, right? There's a lot of stuff that could be happening, but he's showing up and he's ready to rock. And we got less than 6 weeks out. What do you think?
Firstly, it's good to see that he's still in the show. After some of the news that we'd heard and things that have been circulating, we almost believed that he was out. But as soon as I saw this post, I'm like, hang on a second. Emmanuel's still in the show? And it's good to see. Like you said, Hart, he's going to have his work cut out. I mean, up against some phenomenal athletes, some of the best in the world. And even so, like, based on the progress photos that we have seen coming out of the Brandon camp, the Andrei camp, the Benquil camp, the E-Man camp, I feel like he is falling behind. I mean, he does have 6 weeks to go, so I'm not sure if him and his coach have something up their sleeve where they're going to try to ramp things up a little bit. But yeah, I feel like condition-wise, he's not at the same level as those other guys. But yeah, like I said, he's gonna obviously take full advantage of the show. I mean, show off his best package, and it's exciting. It's exciting for Brazil. It's good to see that we've still got a few Brazilians left in the lineup.
Yeah, I look at the cage around the abs are not as pronounced as a lot of the other top tier guys. I think he's come up with his posing. Looking at his posing right now, this is some of the best posing I've ever seen him do. I don't think it's elite level of a Brandon or an Andrei Deiu or a Vitor Chaves right now. I don't think it's on that, or E-Man. I don't think it's at that level yet, but damn, he's come up with his posing. Has a crazy wide back, but the Christmas tree, not as pronounced at this stage as the other athletes, right? Ali Bilal has talked about that, like, being 5 weeks out, you really need to look really, really peeled to be in that upper echelon of athletes, to be able to compete on that level. There's different tiers. There's different tiers to this game. And, I definitely am excited to see him. I know he's going to bring a great package. I love that he works on his legs. All men's physique guys, if you're not working on your legs, shame on you. You're doing yourself a disservice and an injustice, because there's so much development that comes from that. With your overall physique and everything. You see what it did for Ryan Terry. You see what it did for Brandon Hendrickson. So you definitely want to work legs here. Doing the Bulgarian split. Love this. Single leg. Beautiful. But dude, seriously, I'm glad to see the Brazilians in the house. I'm glad that he is in the Arnold, because that's something that we wanted to see his physique. We want to be able to compare him with everybody else. He does come in with great conditioning typically. And if he's got this posing even more polished than what we're seeing here, man, he's going to look great. He's got long arms. So he's one of those guys that if he doesn't pose correctly, it just looks kind of weird, his posing. He's got to bring it in. And we can't forget that he's also a manifest athlete. So love that too. There we go. Just recently signed. So that's great to see. But Emmanuel, bring it, brother. Bring it. I mean, I'm sure you're locked in, but you better be laser locked in, because you're going against killers out here. You're going against sharks who are going to be on the stage, and they are not playing. So, brother, I hope you bring it. But that chest, the rib cage, I mean the cage around the abs, the lower back, those are parts that I think he just needs to continue to develop in order to be on an elite level. And the posing.
Yeah. The tools are there, brother. We're rooting for you. We'll see you in person. We can't wait to meet you in Ohio. And beautiful. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that wraps up Off the Stage with my favorite host in the world, the Men's Physique Show, Phil and Aleem. That was beautiful.
That was a great episode. Like, so much to uncover, so much to dive into. Physique updates, check-ins, just things are just happening all over the shop, which is really, really good to see. The season's not too far away. The official start of the IFBB NPC season isn't too far away, and I know the boys are, and I'm sure a lot of people around the world are ready to really get stuck into the bodybuilding season in only a few weeks' time. While I'm here, I just want to, like we said at the start of the episode, 10,000 subscribers on YouTube, which is absolutely amazing. And we couldn't have done it without the support of the Horde. But if you are yet to subscribe to the YouTube channel, make sure you do so now. Hit the subscribe button, tap the bell icon to be notified of every episode when they go live. Follow us on Spotify as well while you're there. And also make sure to take a screenshot. Take a photo of your TV, a photo of your computer, a screenshot of your phone, whether it be on Spotify or YouTube. Upload it to your Instagram. Tag the Men's Physique Show Official, Phil Naselli, Aline Bolton, Hart McGrath, and we'll share it on our stories as well. And last but not least, a special thank you to all the sponsors that we have behind the show. We'll put all their links, discount codes, information in the description below, so go check them out. And other than that, guys, enjoy the rest of the day, your night, your morning, whatever time may be, and we'll see you guys in the next one.